Good day. This is Jean-Claude. The matter I wanted to share with you today is first steps into entrepreneurship. So I'm very excited, I'm very happy because as I have shared in the last video, which was about starting advertising on the internet. So I have done this advertising for 24 hours now, and surprisingly enough, 2 leads came in that amount of time. From those 2, there is one that did click. You have these ads, and people can eventually click on the ad, and if they go further, give their email in, they will receive a series of video training. And so one did click, the other one did not click, so the other one was not was struck, but was not the lead in itself. And that very one lead did apply for, firstly, one product, and in this elapse of 24, not even 24 hours, second product. So it is so nice for me because before you experience it, it is always nice and nice to read reports about other affiliates, other people in the community who have been successful, who have been able to do this and that and have earnings, etc. But when this happens to you, then it's when you get confronted to reality. To me, as a man and as a father, I compare it a little bit with fathership. At one point, the father gets to know that the wife, the spouse, is pregnant. That's one thing. You are in expectation of a child. But I would say in the first 9 months, you learn lots of things. You happen to know that the baby is growing. You get echographies. You can feel the baby through the belly of your wife. But your wife is living that, very closely with the baby, has, a complete sharing of life with this baby. And for us men, it is quite different. The way I have felt it is you really are fully conscious of being a father whenever you hold the baby in your hands. For me, it's the way it has been. This being said, confronted to reality, when it happens to you, it's really when you realize this is real. This is part of your reality. You can have things happening to other person, you can recognize what is happening to them, but when it is you being confronted, then it is your reality, and that has a very, very strong impact onto your life. What I find also very interesting about this SFM community is that it is functioning. It is indeed the work, the ability of one of creating leads, and then once leads are in the system, in the funnel, as I have described in my previous video when I mentioned list building, then it is the setup system that is putting things through and proposing the different products to firstly the prospect, but then surely to the customer. So in the comparison I did before, if for instance you open a restaurant, you can imagine, of course, that you have made advertising. At this time you have one first customer who came into the restaurant and has, let's say, enjoyed a little meal, a lunch meal, let's say. And then you can say you have a very competent waitress who has served this customer, and the customer is very happy, both by the work of the cook, of course, by the environment, eventually the atmosphere of the restaurant, and the service given by the waitress. And all these different elements, that's the community and the setup of the SFM that is taking care of that. So it is a great relief when you make your first steps as an entrepreneur, because you put the ads, you learn how to do it, you learn how to become better at it, and you learn as well the internet, you learn on contents, on platforms, on all the different things I've been talking in previous videos, creating traffic, etc., etc., etc. But then you are not just one man on the show. So you don't have to deal with each and everything from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. And that was one fear I had, because I had this wish of being an entrepreneur, to switch onto entrepreneurship. What you can find in my website, in Who is Jean-Claude Fournier, or the About Me page, I have described that my father had started entrepreneurship with transport, with lorries, and had built a house when I was about 3-4 years old. And then my parents had lots of investments and lots of money to pay back to the bank. And I was quite troubled. I was happy that we were then living in a nice house and we had good condition to live on, but things had been very difficult at the start. So that's how things went. And then I had to be... tu peux y aller, je suis pas en train de... Je filme moi-même. Excuse-moi. Okay. So the things I was explaining is I was quite troubled at the time, because there were lots of charges to be paid, and then my parents were working from about almost 24 hours a day. They had several jobs, and my mother did work as a waitress. We were living in a touristic regions in the Alps, so the whole family also was going on Saturdays. We were cleaning flats and apartments, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we had to hurry, to finish up at 5 p.m. when the tourists, or 4 p.m. when the tourists were checking in. And my father, of course, was working with the lorries. Then very often on Saturday, when we were finished with cleaning up these flats, my mother was hurrying and just changing. And she would go and work for a good part of the night, for the weddings. And she was very often finished around 2 a.m. in the morning. And she would get back home between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. That was mostly for Saturdays, sometimes on the Friday evening as well. So they had a very harsh time, and for us children it was very difficult as well, because very often I was going to my grandmother to be taken care of. Maybe not so uncommon. It was not. It was nice. It was a very nice grandmother. But for all these different reasons, I thought, well, this is too much. It is too much to get good conditions and to get finally good money and pay a house. I thought it was a better way. I thought, well, entrepreneurship, that's not for me, because so many charges and all we've been through as I was a child. I thought, no, that's not for me. I just want to be well educated, have a good job, and just go on working and having my work recognized, having a certain status, having a certain lifestyle. And well, this was my way up to now, where I thought, okay, this is good condition I'm looking for. I want to enjoy what I'm doing, have pleasure in working, and partly that was fulfilled. But yet is always the question of insecurity, and then there is the question of this hierarchy. And for me, this question of hierarchy is a big problem, because you have, when you're younger, it's okay, you're maybe more flexible, and you say, okay, I will shut up, I will just do what they tell me to do because I like the position and I want to progress in my career. And then slowly you also start at times, and then many times, and not all the times, not being really truly yourself. So you say, yes, you bow, okay, yes, I will do that, yes, thank you, yes, thank you, yes, why not, sure. Oh, you want it the day before tomorrow? Oh yes, I will do that. And that's how you slowly go and grow away from who you really are. And my best wish for now is really to reconnect with the person I am. And the first best reward, when as I said in these first steps, is first leads, first customer. Have to think like in a restaurant. They can be satisfied with the service. They can be most happy of changes that will happen into their life thanks to what you are bringing to them. And they can be your life customer. So that's the big difference. I used to have customers in the pharma industry. I used to have customers in the wine industry. You know, if you sell, like, say, 5-7 containers of bulk wine, let's say going to Holland from South Africa, very nice, that's wonderful. Your boss is happy with you, you're happy because you say, well, I did something well, and you say, then what do? I ascertain, I make sure my position, and I am growing into what I'm doing. But whenever gets a time when you have the feeling you are not so much of yourself, and the business you are creating, it's a service you're giving, but it's not in the end something you're doing that is for life, because in most situations nowadays, whenever you're employed somewhere, it's not for a lifetime. It's maybe for a certain amount of time, and then when you have worked through a certain amount of years, what does it happen? Could happen that you have the feeling you don't grow anymore in that company, that there is still something else you need to be doing, and then it may be good for your personal development and for your career as well to start another function somewhere else and learn something new. So what I feel very different in these first steps is that that's something you're doing more than as a service to a boss. It's something you're doing for you and for the people who are being part of the community, and then part of the services you offer. So that's the sharing for today. I'll be very glad if you find value to it, that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, JCC Fournier, on YouTube, and Metastory, and then have the best of days. Thank you very much. I will as well make a blog on this on blogger.com. The post will be address of the post will be linked to this video and to the other video where 24 hours before I express the very day first ads were going out. So thank you for your time and your attention, and have the best of days. Thank you. Bye bye now.